So we have already studied about the URL redirection in the previous lectures. So URL redirection was the exploitation of the XSS attack where user will think they are just visiting the genuine website, but instead they will just redirect to another website that can be the malicious website of the hackers too, and they will just harvest the credentials of the users. So another is the phishing attack. So first of all, what is the phishing attack? So phishing is a type of a social engineering attack. That means it is the way to trick the people. Often it is used to steal users data, including the login credentials and the credit card numbers. It occurs when the attacker, that is using the trusted entity, dupes a victim into opening an email, instant messages, or the text message, so that the user or a victim will think that it is a legit messages, but instead it will be the message of the user, which will just wrap the content of the malicious code, and the recipient is then tricked into clicking a malicious link, which can lead to the installation of a malware or freezing the system as a part of a ransomware attack, or the revealing of the sensitive information, which is the most of the case in the case of the XSS attack. So we can see that the XSS attack can be very dangerous because its exploitation can be the phishing attack, and we have already studied about the URL redirection. So in this lecture we'll see about the phishing attack. So let's get into the action. So we have opened the burp suite. So if you just remember from the previous lectures, we have made this pp which was vulnerable. So when I just say hello here, and if I just press go, you could see it has been reflected right here. That means this was the field that is vulnerable. So we can just run the script here and give some of the messages like this, and if I just run the script, if I just press go, so this responds to the browser, and if I just paste in this go, then you could see it has executed this payload. That means it was successfully executing our payload, which was in this case the simple script. So we can see that the exploitation should begin with the checking the XSS. So this was vulnerable. That means we can now inject some more payload in this pp parameter. But if you just go in this p parameter, only in the p parameter, and say something like hello, let's press go, and if I just say hello, then you could see it has reflected right here. That means this p also has the vulnerabilities, or basically the way to tamper this parameter. But now we'll only check for this pp parameter. So let's do something else in this pp parameter. So if I just remember what we did in the previous lecture, we just make this URL redirection with this simple payload, but now we can do the phishing attack with another payload. So that payload is your iframe. So if you have studied about the iframe, it is used to give us some canvas, or basically a frame where you can just make some URL to load, and the URL should be inside this src attribute. So I'll just pass something like http, give double colon in the website name. I'll just say bitforstack.com, and this is the link. You can give height and width. So height is one parameter over here, and it should be in percentage. So I'll just give 100%. Another is width, and width will be my 100% as well. So after you just put height and width, you have to close this iframe. So I'll just put closing the iframe. So this is your way to just make the phishing attack. So what we just did here was we just make a frame inside of this website, and this new website will just be in the whole of the window. So let's see how this works. So we'll just go to the burp suite, and instead of this simple payload, I'll just paste it right here. That is the iframe. So what we are doing here is we are just injecting the iframe, which will just make a field in this website, and it will load this website instead of the genuine website. So let me just press go. Now let it give a time. So it is just taking some time. Let's see this response in the browser. Let's go over here and let's paste it. Go. Let's say okay, but it is not doing anything. It is not reflecting. So there should be some problem. So it must be problem with this link. So I'll just say something like bing.com. Let's see if this work or not. So I'll just copy this again, go back here, let's inject in here, that is the iframe, and let's now, so I just need to press go again, and if I just show response to the browser, let's paste and go, and you could see now Bing will be injected inside this website. So if you see here, the website name is testphp.vlnweb.com, but we'll see the bing.com inside here, which is due to this iframe. So we just injected bing.com inside this iframe. So you can just make use of something like twitter.com. If you want to just inject your clone Twitter, it can be Twitter clone or the website that you have cloned, which will be hosted locally or globally if you want. And if you just go to the burp suite again, if I just replace everything from here, that is the iframe, to this new link, if I just press go, if I just see response to the browser, so instead of this I'll just paste go again and show response in the browser. Let's see what happens here. So you will see now the Twitter will be loaded right here. So it is not working because the Twitter must be HTTP. Yes, maybe. So let's see if this works. Let's copy this. Let's go back to the burp suite. Let's replace this real quick. Control V. Let's paste it. Let's press go. Let's see response in the browser. Paste and go. And again it is not working, maybe due to something like HTTPS, and let's see if it will take time. It must work, but it is not working. Maybe something is happening over here. Let's check for the Hotmail. So let's go directly to the burp suite and let's see for Hotmail. If I just replace this with HTTPS, let's see again the response in the browser. Let's paste and go, and it should now, but it is not loading. Something is happening right here. Let's check again for the Bing. Okay, Bing is working, but some websites that has the HTTPS is not working. So that means you have to work with HTTP, not the HTTPS in the case of iframe. Just remember that. So we'll be working on some of these URL redirections, host header injection, and some of the advanced XSS post exploitation attacks in the upcoming lecture. So see you in the next one.